Okay, just a quick cover of what I have built so far. We got the standard AC pedals with the questionable castings. I had to mill the slot larger for the appropriate sized pedal arms. I made those springs right there. I still have to drill the cotter pin holes in all of the pins. Send cut and bent up the box for me, and I went ahead and welded it together because there was five separate pieces to try to keep the cost down. I turned these. Originally they were tubes, but you can see on the inside that's a larger diameter. I use it as a step so that everything inside is sized appropriately. This spring goes on the outside to the hole here. This goes on the outside to the hole here. There's no hole there right now, but there will be. I turned down these pins from stainless. The balance bar is stainless. We have 3/4 by 3/4 bar stock that I cut all these clevises out of. Turn these down from cold rolled steel. These are just stand-in bolts. I got two brass pieces that I put together to ream. I soldered them together. Standoffs are made of stainless. And again, the clevises, I had this piece cut from Send Cut Send also. And the clevises. So it took me a little bit to figure out or to make sure that everything was moving smoothly, because I was having problems with hanging up. And while I think dimensionally everything is correct, I had moved the pin down ever so slightly. We're talking just a hair over a 1/16 of an inch, just so that the arc could go through its travel a little bit differently. Per the dimensions, there's actually nowhere to give in this setup, because you have a perfectly reamed straight hole and you're running an arc over here, so there was no way to do it. But yeah, 1/2 inch flats on this, tap for 3/8. Fine. And got everything just loose enough. I'm going to go through. I didn't want to buy master cylinders, so I just used, these are actually 6mm rods. These are my practice springs that turned out to be really good for spring clamps, so they're stops, so that the pedals could actually stop right where I want. That appears to be moving fine. This appears to be moving fine. What I did differently is the diameter of this tube. I actually started with a tube originally at 1/4 inch. I ended up doing, 1 inch. It was a 1 inch OD, 3/4 inch ID, because the shaft is 3/4 inch 3140, I think. It's one of those spec steels, but I didn't like the way this all looked, so I ended up turning these larger pieces. The tube, the inside tube, this 0.75 inch tube, actually fits way better on the ones I turned, and then I added these brass bushings on the outside. They have a brass bushing on the inside that takes up the lateral play, and I don't have to add the little bit of slack that's in there originally. So basically the way it is right now, all I need to do is weld around here on both sides, and then those pieces are set. However, the whole box still needs to be welded. I've just got it tacked together. You can see all the darker tacks. I actually made these little plates just specifically for testing, since I knew it was going to be a long time before I decided to get master cylinders. I didn't want to spend money on the cheap ones because I wouldn't use them, and I didn't want to break down and spend all the money on the good ones because I didn't know what diameters I'm going to need in the end. But you have the tube goes through there as well. I'm missing the springs. Acton Customs, I have an email in to Bonnie there to find out if they have both springs, because this is a short spring and this is a long spring. On some, they actually, people move the pickup pin to the middle. The pickup pin, the spring pin. They actually have the same size spring go from outside to the point here where there's cotter pins. The springs go on cotter pins through the through a hole. So I'm getting confusing results on searches trying to find out what's what, but a lot of the original pictures and stuff don't seem to give me a lot of evidence. Just trying to go with what I can, trying to be very functional and go from there. So I also had this cut. I have all the rubber wipers cut. I've got some flush rivets, flush aircraft rivets that I'll rivet all that together with. Got a really good chamfering tool, and then that stuff gets screwed onto this, and it's an assembly. So, I'll do what I can, and this is just my start. So obviously I still have to finish it up, paint everything, and I'm going to nickel plate everything inside that's not painted. So the arms are going to get painted, the clevises and the bell nuts are going to get plated. Stainless is not going to get plated, not plated, not plated. So basically it's the clevises, and this center piece is going to get plated. This is going to get painted with the outside box. We're going to get painted and go from there. All right, take it easy.